Love, love, until I feel the breath of the Spirit flowing in me.
Hello, welcome to Spirit of Life. My name is Geraldine Lee, your host, and our guest is Mark Pappan. He'll be sharing his faith story. Welcome, Mark.
Oh, thanks, Geraldine. Thanks for inviting me for this show, and I'm glad to be here.
I'd like to find out more about your faith because you used to be a Hindu, is that right?
Yes, Geraldine, yes, you're right. Used to be a Hindu.
Yeah, and how did you start that faith journey towards the Catholic faith?
Well, this whole process started when I was 6 years old.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm from a very poor family. My mom is a single mom. Was a single mom. I just lost her 2 years back.
Mm-hmm.
But then she had a hard time because 9 of us in the family.
9?
9.
Wow.
Yeah,
and by herself?
Yeah, 5 brothers and 3 sisters, and I'm the youngest in the family. So she had real hard time bringing all of us up. And that's when my neighbor, he's a very strong believer, a Catholic believer. So he saw the difficulties my mom was going through, so he started to chip in some assistance into us. So when I was 6, I still remember that he used to wake up my sisters at 5 a.m. in the morning before they go to school.
Wow.
And get to his home, have breakfast there, and then 1 hour tuition lesson free, and then they go back to school, my sisters. So one day when he woke up my sisters, he also woke me up, and that's where it all started. Then he woke me up, he dragged me with my sisters, go to his home. He said, you sit there and you just see what I'm doing. So he take me to the altar right in front of the cross. That's all I remember. That's all I know. Because 6 years old, I don't know anything about Catholic.
And you also got your breakfast too?
Yeah, of course, I get my breakfast, of course. Yeah, and I just follow whatever he does, and that's how it all started.
And your mother didn't mind you all getting like the Catholic faith?
No, my mom is kind of like free thinker. No doubt she has been a very strong Hindu believer, and he follows all the ritual things. But she never minded at all. Yeah, and I just did the way it should be done, and I'm with the faith now, with God.
Wow. And what was it about this man that kind of made you start thinking about your faith? What was it about him?
His kindness that actually pinched me. And he's such an elderly man, but he's so humble towards us. And he's pretty, not to say really wealthy man, but he's okay. But he is so humble, kind to us, so humble to us, gentle.
And that was a daily thing that
daily thing he does.
Wow.
Every morning, 5 o'clock, wake us up, go to home, have breakfast, and that's only more for my sisters. But when it comes to me, after he sent off my sisters go to school, and that's where my session starts. Then he'll drag me to the altar, sit down, just follow what I do. It doesn't matter if you don't understand, just do what I say.
Yeah. So obviously he was a kind dragging, wasn't a kind of aggressive kind.
No, he doesn't really push me and say, no, you got to do this. No, he just kindly say, you just do it. Doesn't matter if you don't understand, just do. So that's when the seed was planted.
Wow. And after you started going to school, what school did you go to?
I went to, surprisingly, I went to a Catholic school, the La Salle school. It is called La Salle Klang in Malaysia then. So, and again, I don't know what's all about because I have a lot of Christian friends and they do all the Catholic prayers and all that stuff, but well, I just do what they do, even
How
though I
did
don't
your parents
understand.
afford to have you go to a Catholic school?
They afford.
How did they afford
it's
it?
Semi-government school, so it's being subsidized anyway. For unfortunate people like students like me, is given free education.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and they've got chapels as well. So I go to chapel. No doubt, I don't know anything, but I just go to chapel, sit down.
Just went along.
Yes, just went along, and all I know there is the cross and Christ hanging. That's all. That's the only thing that I know. Other than that, I don't know anything. And
Yeah.
of course, I know how to kneel. When they kneel, I kneel down.
Yes.
when they stand, I stand up. That's all.
And so you went to school, a Catholic school, primary and secondary?
Yes.
Wow. And then did you become a Catholic?
I became a Catholic when I was 24 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Because, when all this started when I was 6, like I said just now, but after a few years later, the gentleman, he died. He was a very elderly man then. He died. And then I had a family friend who is actually a cousin to the gentleman. He sort of like pushed me, but he was still humble, gentle, just like the old man. But then he just slowly, he also got busy and all that. So I was just all myself. But I was still following Hinduism, that walk with faith or whatever you call it there. And then when I came to 24 years old, I felt the emptiness in me. Something was not right within me. And then one fine day, no one was at home. I was the only one at home, was watching movie on a couch, and I just dozed off. And all I remember then was I was in my room. I was also having a Bible, but I never studied the Bible. But that day I was holding the Bible, chapter John, book of John, chapter 3, verse 6. And I was reading that, and then later when my mom came back, I told her about this. And she goes, "Oh, okay, that is your call to follow his path, his faith. So you are free to go."
Yes. On that note, that's really exciting, but we need to go for a break.
Sure.
You've been watching Spirit of Life. Stay with us and we'll be back after the break.
Go till I hear much breath of thy Spirit flowing in me. Blow, blow till I hear much breath of thy Spirit flowing in me.
Hello, welcome back to Spirit of Life. My name is Geraldine Lee, your host, and our guest is Mark Pappan. He's been sharing his faith story. Welcome back, Mark.
Thank you, Geraldine.
You were sharing about John 3 verse 6 and how that was very powerful for you. What are the words of that Bible reading?
Oh, it says, God loved the world so much that he gave his only son as a gift to us. Yeah.
And when you read that, you shared that with your mother, and what did she say?
Oh, Mom was, in fact, she felt very happy for me. No doubt she's a strong Hinduism believer, but she never said no, because she's kind of like free thinker, and she knows, because all this started when I go to the tuition lesson with that elderly man, with my neighbor. So she already knew it, and she was prepared to let me go. She was happy for me. Yeah.
She almost said it was like a calling for you to become.
She said it's your call, it's his calling to you, so you must go. Don't look back. Follow him and go.
Follow Christianity. And then what did you do after that?
Well, after that, like I said, I don't have proper guide, but I was just doing kind of like personal prayers, and I start to read certain verses in Bibles, and that can actually give me some strength, I believe, and it just did, really true, and that's how I went.
All right, so you lost those two first mentors, but you continued to go to Mass when you could, or weekly at times?
Yeah, where I can, I go attend Masses, but I still have my contact with the other gentleman, his name is Gerard Gomez,
Mm.
and he is kind of like foster parent to me.
Mm.
He must be in his 50s at this stage now, at this
Mm.
moment, and I'm 46. So, yeah, he's like my mentor, my foster father, and yeah, and that's how he again slowly guided me into it. But he also got busy in his work and stuff like that, so he can't really be with me all the time.
Mm.
So I was just like loose, you know.
Mm.
So
And this was when you were in Malaysia.
yeah, that happened. All this happened in Malaysia,
Oh.
and then, but I was still going into attending masses and all that stuff, and prayers where I can be, I'll just attend.
Mm.
Yep.
And what did you find the difference between, you know, the message you got for God so loved the world and to Hinduism? Was there any differences you noticed?
Yeah, it's more grace here.
Mm.
The other side is more ritual. It's more on ideal worshipping, idol worshipping and all that. So this is more like God as a gift to us, and you pray. It's so grace, so humble, patient, and so gentle. Yeah,
Mm.
and it's really touched me. That's what really touched me a lot, rather than the ritual part and all that.
And with Hinduism, there are many gods compared to one God in Christianity.
Yes, yes. Hinduism, they believe in a lot of idol worshipping, and they have got many deities, and they say they name it different names, and it takes on different forms, some with 10 heads, some with many arms, and very vicious. So yeah, that's how the appearance is, and they believe, that's their belief.
Yes. Did you have to go through a training to be a Hindu?
Not quite.
Mm.
You don't really have to be trained.
Trained,
but, yeah,
right.
you just follow your parents or whoever, your elders, and you just follow. As you do it, you will eventually pick up. You know, it becomes like a
All right, way of
Really,
life. So
yeah.
you don't actually go.
Yeah.
And what about Christianity? Or Catholicism? Did you do a course?
Yes, I attended course when I was 45 years old.
Mm.
Well, it took that long to actually get
Make
to him.
that step.
Yeah,
So-
make
so
my
how-
first step.
So what made you make that step to do the course?
Oh, that's because when I was in this thing happened in Australia, in Brisbane.
Uh-huh.
When I finished work, Outback work, and the company that I work for, they pulled me back to head office, but based me in Brisbane.
Mhm.
So I was just renting a place by myself, a unit, just 5 minutes walk away from St. Mary's Church, South Brisbane.
Mhm.
I always have this urge to go into a church and learn up and kneel down and pray and all that. So I started one day, and eventually it became my daily practice. So every day, 7 a.m., I'm in church attending daily mass. And then I begin to be more active in church activities, like doing some daily reading and all that stuff, and helping out collection and all that. So, and then there were this Easter, when I saw some people getting baptized, I'm like, oh, I missed this, I got to do this.
Mm.
So, and they had another baptism session in September 2015. So I attended that. I attended the course for a month and all that. But I was already practicing the Catholic faith, like reading rosary, attending more church functions, more events, and open rosary prayers and all that. I became more active, and now the pastors and the fathers and the sisters and the whole community began to know me.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so it became pretty much easier for me to get baptized, and they know Mark, he knows how is this thing all. So, and then in 46, when I was 45 years old, and I get baptized.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So was that challenge you had in work that sort of led you to become closer in your faith?
Yeah, that's another factor as well that actually dragged me more close to the faith, because back in when I was 24 years old then, no, 31 years old, sorry. When I was 31 years old, I lost my job. And then I was jobless for a month, but I was so desperate to get a job because I had my commitment to my mom.
Yeah, probably on that note, we might go for a break.
Yeah, perfect.
You've been watching Spirit of Life. Stay with us and we'll be back after the break. Welcome back to Spirit of Life. My name is Geraldine Lee, your host, and our guest is Mark Pappan. He's been sharing his faith story. Hi, Mark.
Hi, Geraldine. Thank you again.
You were sharing about your job situation, and would you like to share more about that?
Yeah, when I was 31 years old, I lost my job. But I attended few jobs, interviews, and then back in Malaysia, there is a church called St. Anne's Church up north in Penang. That's like about 4 to 5 hours drive from KL, from Kuala Lumpur, the capital city. So after attending these interviews, but I was so desperate for a job, but I liked 2 of the job that I attended, the interviews. So I went to this St. Anne's Church and I prayed and I personally put my request to her saying I need either one of this job. So after that I sat and I just rested there, relaxed, and I walked out few steps across, walking down to the car park. I received a call with the previous job that I just lost. The employer, they called me. They said I attended the interview on Friday. So on Saturday I went to the church, I prayed, I came down, and I received a call from the company, join us on Monday.
Wow.
That was miracle. That was spot on. And I was so happy. And 30 minutes later, the other company that I wanted to work for, I really wanted to get into that company, called me and said, are you free or can you join us on Monday? Wow, he gave me an option. But I chose the job that I just went redundant. So I've been with that company for 15 years and I went through a lot of obstacles in that job, but with the faith was guiding me, I managed to stick with them for 15 years.
Wow, that's
but
fantastic.
Now I don't have a job. I'm looking for a job. I wrote a lot of applications, but it's just pretty difficult with the present global situation.
Yes.
But the faith is there.
Yeah.
He's guiding me, and I know my plans. One more thing, my plans never worked at all for me. Just never worked at all.
Yeah.
So now I just let the faith lead me. I just lead
Trust.
myself. Yeah, I just trust God, trust Jesus. I said, you take the plan.
Yeah.
I follow you.
And it's great that as Catholics we can ask the saints to pray for us.
Yeah.
That's powerful, like Saint Anne.
Yeah, Saint Anne. Yeah, correct. Saint Anne has guided me a lot as well. Anytime I just think of her when I feel so down, when I think of her and I pray to her, I feel so relaxed. And at that spot, on that minute, that second, something will just calm me down. And I feel like I'm so relaxed. Yeah.
The saints are powerful prayers, and,
yes,
and the wonderful thing is they lead us to God. And with you, when you actually took that step to become a Catholic, how was that for you? When you did the baptism.
Wow, it's completely renewed person. Very good, very, very good. But the best part was I didn't get too much challenge from my family. One thing, because my mom already gave me the green light, said, go, that is your faith. So that's all good. Looking at the progress, my sister got converted as well.
Wow, how did she get into the faith?
See, she knows me from young, and she has seen me how bad I was before. I mean, bad as in as in my education and my behavior. Sometimes I just get too anger. I'm a very hot-tempered person, used to be. But after coming into faith, this all began to change. I became more humble, patient, more polite to people, and I progressed well in my life, in my career, and I get a lot of things that I always wanted to have with God's blessing and His grace. So that's when my eldest sister, when she had a hard time as well in her life. And then she was a very strong Hinduism girl. She's very Hinduism believer, very strong. But she began to change. As soon as she came to the faith, her life again began to change. And she said to herself, this is where it is. This is where I got to be.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's inspiring. And she's married with children?
Yep, she's married with 2 children. Yeah, the whole family converted. Yeah.
Oh, wow, the whole
family. Yeah.
And your mother was never worried about that?
No.
Oh,
No.
that's
My mother
incredible.
never go against our decision to follow the faith
Yes.
of God. No.
And how do you feel about your future? Have you got something that you would really like to do for God?
Yeah, I just want to be faithful to Him. I really want to be with Him. I do not want to get deviated to any other source. Only Him. That's it. He's the faith. He's God. He's my life. Yeah.
So even though you don't know where to from here, you're kind of trusting.
Yes, I've got no idea where He's going to take me, where He's going to lead me. But I know for sure He has a plan for me. A great plan that only He knows. But I know it will be a very fantastic plan.
Yeah. And you already have a lot of gifts, like you said, you've been doing computers and management, so there's a lot of skills and gifts that the Lord can use you in.
Yeah, so He has vested all this in me. So I'm pretty sure I'll put that into proper use to prevail His name.
Yes.
His love.
Yeah. And what's your favorite thing that inspires you about the Catholic faith?
Well, my favorite thing. Yeah, one thing touched me was the rosary session.
Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful.
That's rosary, and that was actually a lot powerful prayer than I thought.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's wonderful that you have that love for the rosary, and thank you so much for sharing your faith with us. And I wish you all the best.
Thank you, Geraldine. Thank you very much. I really appreciate this program.
You're welcome. You've been watching Spirit of Life. Join us again next week. Goodbye and God bless you.